the little ant who helped the elephant upon a time in a vast jungle filled with tall trees, sparkling rivers, and golden sunshine. There lived a mighty elephant named Raju. Raju was the biggest and strongest elephant in the entire jungle. His tusks were long and curved like the crescent moon, and his trunk was as powerful as a grapevine. Raju was well respected by all the animals in the forest. The deer admired his strength, the monkeys loved swinging on his back, and the birds always perched on his head to sing their sweet songs. But deep down, Raju was lonely. He was so big that he found it hard to make friends. One day, as Raju was wandering near the river, he accidentally stepped on an anthill. Tiny ants scurried in all directions, trying to save their home. Among them was a small ant named Chatu. Unlike the other ants who were afraid of the giant elephant, Chatu was curious. "Hey, Mr. Elephant," Chatu called out in his tiny voice. "Why are you walking without looking where you step?" Raju stopped and looked down. He saw the tiny ant standing bravely while the others hid. "I'm sorry, little one," Raju said with a sigh. "I didn't mean to destroy your home. Sometimes I forget to look down. Everything seems so small to me." Chatu, though tiny, was wise. "Well, being big has its advantages, but it also means you must be careful. But don't worry, ants will rebuild our home. That's what we do best." Raju was impressed by Chatu's courage and wisdom. He carefully stepped aside and watched as the ants worked together to repair their home. Their teamwork fascinated him. "You are all so small, yet you work together so well," Raju said. "Size doesn't matter," Chatu replied. "What matters is how we help each other." Raju smiled at Chatu's words, and from that day on, a special friendship blossomed between the little ant and the mighty elephant. The great drought in summer. The jungle faced a terrible drought. The rivers dried up, the grass turned brown, and the trees lost their lush green leaves. The animals were worried, for without water, they would not survive. Raju, being the biggest and strongest, decided to find water for the jungle. He walked for miles and miles in search of a river, a lake, or even a small pond. But there was nothing. The sun blazed in the sky, and Raju grew tired. "I must keep going," he told himself. "Everyone is counting on me." But after hours of searching, Raju felt weak. His large body needed a lot of water, and without it, he could not continue. He stumbled to a stop under a tree and collapsed, exhausted. Meanwhile, Chatu and his ant friends were also searching for water. Even though they were small, they were determined. "Look over there," one ant shouted. Chatu followed his friend's gaze and saw a tiny crack in the ground. Inside the crack, there was a small puddle of water, barely enough for a few drops, but it was still water. "We must tell Raju," Chatu declared. The ants hurried to where Raju lay, his eyes half closed with exhaustion. "Raju! Raju! Wake up!" Chatu cried. With great effort, Raju lifted his head. "Chatu, I'm too tired. I couldn't find water," he whispered. "But we found some," Chatu said. "Follow us." Though weak, Raju trusted Chatu. He slowly got up and followed the trail of tiny ants. They led him to the crack where the water was hidden. "Not much," Chatu admitted. "But if you dig with your trunk, maybe there's more underneath." Summoning the last of his strength, Raju used his powerful trunk to dig into the crack. He dug until splash, fresh stream of water burst from the ground. Water flowed out, forming a small pond. The jungle animals, seeing the water, rushed to drink. Birds chirped happily. Deer leaped with joy, and the monkeys danced in excitement. The drought had ended, all because of the little ant and the mighty elephant. A friendship that lasted forever from that day on, Raju and Chatu became legends in the jungle. Their story spread far and wide, the story of how a tiny ant helped a mighty elephant and how true friendship knows no size. And so, the jungle thrived again, and Raju and Chatu remained the best of friends, proving that even the smallest of creatures can make the biggest difference.